Child, they ain't ready for this in my Kevin Samuels voice. Ain't ready for this. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Yeah, I said huge shout out to Kevin Samuels. Child. Oh, yeah. Oh, and I tell y'all all the time, I love Surviving Compton. I like Surviving Compton. Surviving Compton was good. Shoot, shout out to Miss Yella. I remember when that man that was playing Suge Knight, he said, ha, 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 ha. That's how he laughed, y'all. I will never forget that. That ish was so funny to me. Because first of all, what he was laughing at too on the movie was funny too. So that's that. Hold on, y'all. Y'all hold on, y'all. Make sure y'all get comfortable. Period. Get comfortable. Scoop up. We get into some things this morning. So shout out to that. Ooh. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Child, yes. Let's do it. Do it. All right now. All my ladies, yo, like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't. All the ladies shout that like this. Shake your body, don't. Now do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now. Listen, let me tell you something. Like you just know, when you know that you know that you know that you know, you got a bop on your head, because that's a classic. That's a classic. Kaya didn't have to do no more music ever, but she did though. She still went ahead and um, did some more. But shout out to Kaya though, because that was a bop. Okay, it just is what it is. That was a bop. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now. So shout out to her, babe. And that. Now what else was I finna tell y'all right quick? Oh yeah. So, my ear itching. Somebody talking about me. Oh, shout out to that. I hope it's all good things. Yes. Go on and connect me to the people that I should be connected to, like Wi-Fi. Miss Preston Curl. Mr. Preston Curl. Shout out to that. Y'all know that song Closer to My Dreams. That's my song too, by the way. Okay. But listen, she didn't let somebody remix that. I think it pain too much until it pain. I didn't like it like that, but it's starting to grow on me a little bit. But I still, like, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that, baby. It's a classic, and maybe, just maybe, she shouldn't have let nobody touch it, period. Like, I'm just saying, she waited all that time. She might as well just, anyway. I said anyway, child, because you know what I came to the realization of last night? Child, I came to the realization of this, for real. And this is where I'm at with it, for real. Giving an opinion about something can make you look like a hater. The truth is, it just is what it is. And like that's where I'm at with it. Like that's what I'm starting to believe, because it's like nobody ever really defines what a hater is for real. And the minute you say something that is in a disagreement to whatever the other person is saying, then you're either called a hater or you can look like one. Okay, so shout out to that. It just is what it is. So like everybody that gives their opinions on stuff, like honestly, you gotta know that it can make you look like a hater. Truth is, like Fantasia said, and like I drew that conclusion. I actually drew that conclusion yesterday. Okay, as I was, thinking about and analyzing the Boosie Kodak Black situation. See, a lot of the stuff that Boosie is saying, well, no, I take that back. Not a lot of the stuff. One thing that I 100% can agree with Boosie on, y'all. Hold on. First of all, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel, back to a new show, and back to a new episode. Y'all better get up in here. Okay, period. Scoot. And hit the like button. Okay, shout out to that. Hit the like button, because I'm live. And this is episode 42. So shout out to that. Now listen. So if it's one thing that I agree with Boosie on as far as the Kodak Black thing goes, is Kodak Black does need to get himself together. Okay, it just is what it is. I don't know. Hey, good morning. How are you? Make sure you hit the like button. Happy to have you. Welcome. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, okay? We're going to have a funky good time here. As long as you're not no hater. Okay, I can tell you that right now. But this is the thing, though. You telling me your opinion doesn't make you a hater. You trying to go back and forth with me, it might. It just depends. It just depends. Now you trying to come over here and run-ish, knowing that I run all of this? Oh, yeah. Yeah, truth is. But like, no, back to what I was saying. That's the only thing I agree with Boosie about. That's it. Yeah, like Finesse said, nah, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. No. Okay. Period. Like Luann had said. Like, yeah, no, truth is, Kodak Black dude he need to get his stuff together. Period. It just is what it is. Shake back. Okay? Period. You got people out here that need you and stuff like that. Your kids need you and stuff like that. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, it makes Boosie look like a hater. It does. So, like, that's where I came to the conclusion. I drawn the conclusion that sometimes sharing your unwanted, okay? Because, like, I don't know what to tell you, Boosie. Like, I mean, like, it's hard to explain, but he's not Kodak's uncle. He's not Kodak's big brother. But anyway, so sometimes sharing your unwanted opinion can make you look like a hater sometimes. It just is what it is. And yeah, that was the conclusion that I draw. So is Boosie a hater for giving his opinion on Kodak Black? Speaking on Kodak Black. Really, I don't know. But I will say it looked like he hating. It does look like you're hating. You know what I'm saying? Being a hater and hating, that's what it's given. And I can honestly say, because this is the thing, like, you can talk about somebody all day, right? But certain stuff can make it weird, if that makes sense. So, for instance, if Boosie was DJ Academics, then, but he's not. He's not. He not. You know what I'm saying? Boosie is a rapper. He raps. You know what I'm saying? Kodak Black rap. He a rapper. He raps. So I don't know. It's just like, for me, okay, and I'm not speaking for nobody else, okay, because I don't have to do that. So shout out to that. Okay. For me, it kind of gives hater. It does. It kind of gives hater. It kind of gives you're hating for some reason or another. Not exactly sure what it is, right? But it doesn't really seem coming from a genuine place, if I'm being real. It just doesn't. For real. It doesn't. Because, like, nah. I don't care. It seems weird. It gives weird vibes. It does give that you jealous a little bit. Does give that you hating a little bit. Because at the end of the day, like, Boosie, Kodak catalog will run circles around yours, though. It is what it is. Like, when Kodak shit go to plan, Boosie, you gotta get out the way. It just is what it is. You gotta move. Like, shout out to Boosie and everything that he did, because Boosie has music. It is what it is. Boosie has music. Now, I'm not sure who I would throw Boosie in a verses with, though. That's the only thing. So shout out to that. Y'all know I will, what? I'll put somebody in the verses in a minute. But this is the thing, though. Boosie, do you have 20 hits? 20. Okay? Because this ain't the domino game. It's 20 to get in. 20. Okay. And like, I just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. But like, yeah, if Boosie was Vlad, then I feel like we wouldn't really be having this conversation. Or if Boosie was a podcaster, we really wouldn't be having this conversation. But the fact that you're a rapper, he's a rapper too, and he is slightly a little bit better than you. His catalog is slightly a little bit above yours. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's where the lines get blurry for me. And like, that's where it starts to be like, not like all the way genuine. If that makes sense. It starts to not be all the way. I don't know. It is so, so, so hard to explain. But yeah, I was just laying in bed last night and I'm like, you know what? Giving your opinion on something can literally make you look like a hater in today's society. It is what it is. Because hater doesn't necessarily have no definition to it. It doesn't. And I realize that your honest opinion can look like you're hating. So that's crazy, And I feel like it does put people between a rock and a hard place, because especially when you're very opinionated, like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm very opinionated. I love an opinion. And I love having one. So shout out to that. But hey, it just is what it is. Be informed. Be informed. Be very, very, very informed. Like it can really, really, just make you appear like you hating on somebody. It just is what it is. And as far as Boosie and Kodak Black goes, I just, it's really hard to explain because on one end, right, it's like, why would Boosie hate on Kodak? Because they're honestly from two different generations, so that's that. It gives weird vibes. But at the end of the day, you know, being real, being transparent, you know what I'm saying? And just like keeping it real, period, with my audience. Um, it's weird to me. It is what it is because you to me, okay, this is my opinion on it. You be giving NBA Youngboy his card. But NBA Youngboy is so much like Kodak Black, is crazy to me. Like, to me, they out here on the same thing. One just looks worse than the other. But both of them seemingly, okay, allegedly need some type of help, at the end of the day. So why glorify one and then, talk down on the other? It's so weird to me. It is. It's so weird to me. And it's hard to explain. And that's where the lines begin to get blurry. You know what I'm saying? But the lines been blurry from the beginning, because like I said, Boosie ain't nobody to Kodak. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, the stuff that Boosie running around here saying, I will respect it more from Jack Boy. Somebody that know Kodak. Somebody that was actually cool with Kodak. Somebody that once probably cared about Kodak. Somebody that probably still do care about Kodak on the cool, even though things aren't the same. But Boosie, yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no. Period. As a Kodak Black fan, man, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, Boosie. We don't really need your opinion like that, because it's blurry and you look like you hate. And I'll take it a step further, because I started thinking to myself, why is Boosie the only person saying something? Well, that's what I thought about. Um, I think honestly, people probably say stuff behind the scenes. Okay, like for instance, your French Montanas, the people who really care, they probably get behind the scenes with it to me where it should be. It's old school saying, it's not what you do, it's how you do it sometimes. Well, the only problem I have with that is sometimes people don't want you to do it at all. So that's that. But in this situation, it is how you do it. It is how you do it. And it's about how you go about it. And to me, Boosie is just he's coming off like a hater. It is what it is. Truth is. And see, for me, like I don't. It to me, the way I like to live my life is, if it's good for one, it's good for the other. Like, come on now. How is you talking down on one, but then deriding the other one? It's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's weird, and it's lame. And that's just, it's not like, come on. It is what it is. That's my opinion. Call me a hater, whatever you want to. I just don't like. in order for me to vibe with you, I'm gonna have to get the vibe, you know? And like, yeah. Now I'm with you when you're right, you know? But it is what it is. If I don't understand, it ain't really making a lot of sense to me, then I gotta start, side-eyeing and questioning some of your moves and stuff like that. Because another thing that people were saying, and y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Another thing that somebody was saying is that hold on, cause it's Boosie and Kodak Black, and then you got yeah, see, that's another thing people were saying. People were saying that Boosie loves to pick and choose, and because know he kept telling Kodak Black that you check PC or whatever. But like they say he has yet to say anything about Young Thug. I was like, well, I never really thought about that. Thank y'all for bringing it to my attention. I really don't know how to feel about that, but I will say that I feel like, yeah, because Young Thug is different. You know what I'm saying? As far as like Atlanta, I don't know. I just feel like there's a difference, shit. He say something about Young Thug, he might have to leave. It just is what it is. He might have to get up out of Atlanta type ish, Now I'm not saying that like that's actual and factual. I'm just saying that that's probably what stopped him from talking about Young Thug. Child, we don't know. We'll have to see. Because I'm trying to figure out what's going on with. I don't know. I think I don't know. Child, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. I think Vlad, shit, probably didn't got tired of paying Boosie. It just is what it is. He tired of paying Boosie. And he probably just waiting on something for real to happen, if that makes sense. It's something he can make some real money off of, child. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Truth is. Um, but yes, just my thoughts. For real. As I laid in bed last night. Now I woke up to Kodak Black, like, responding to Boosie or whatnot. And I'm like, Kodak, like, please, like, get somewhere, sit down, leave this alone. Like, let this go. It is what it is, because at this point, you ain't even arguing right. Like, just please let it go. You know what I'm saying? Your fans got you. Period. They got you. I see them swinging in the comments. It just is what it is, and I'm here to tell the truth. Shoot, you want the truth? You got to be able to handle it over here with me. Put these folks in a verses. But the sad part is, though, to put Boosie in a verses with Kodak is just borderline disrespectful. Truth is, it is. It's borderline disrespectful. Get Kodak Black in a verses with T.I. Fuck it. T.I., you want a versus so bad? Go on. Take your ass down there with Generation Morant and see what happens. Shout out to that. Because I definitely think that they both have some tough catalogs, And it just is what it is. I really, really think in my hearts of our hearts that hey, good morning, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Scoot up. How's everybody Wednesday going? Happy Wednesday, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what would happen. I don't know. But that's an option. That's an option. Um, T.I. Who I say T.I. and Kodak Black. Mm-hmm. That sounds good. T.I. and Kodak Black, T.I. and Tunchi, or Tunchi versus Kodak Black. Oh, shy. I know I just be putting these verses together. Yes, yes, indeed. Shout out to that because I love music. It's what I do. Okay, period. I love music. So shout out to that. I don't even think Boosie can handle Webby in a verses. I don't think he can handle Webby. But I don't know if either one of them got 20 hits. I don't know if they got 20 vibes. I need to look up how many albums Webby got. And that'll tell us a little something. Webby might got 20 though. He might just got 20. Sitting around. Hosted up, type ish. But let me see, y'all. Who Boosie need to go up against in a versus? First of all, do Boosie got 20 hits? Do he got 20 bops? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know about Boosie's catalog like that. I know Boosie got some hits. Nah, I give him that. He definitely got some bops. Shout out to that. Shout out to him. But 20, I don't know. It's wipe me down. Yes, I pull up at the club. Yeah, Boosie had his time. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He had his time. He had a really nice run, but like, if I'm being real, I don't know. Let me think. Though. Let me think. See, Boosie might be too much for I don't know. What y'all think about Boosie and Young Jock? Jump in my comments if y'all think Boosie and Young Jock would be a good versus, or y'all think Boosie too much for Young Jock. He might be too much for Young Jock, but I don't know because Young Jock got some pops too. He got some pops. Now, one thing about Young Jock though, I don't think he got no 20. Period. He ain't pulling in no 20. Okay, so let's start there. For all of you artists who ain't got 20 bops or verses, y'all need to be still doing music anyway. Yeah, like Lotto said, get in the booth, bitch. Okay. I'm trying to see. I'm really trying to see. Boosie, his music is kind of like, I don't know. Put him up against 6ix9ine. Shit. It is what. But see, we know 6ix9ine ain't got 20 bops. We know 6ix9ine ain't got 20 hits. So go on and sit down, 6ix9ine. Sit this one out. One thing about 6ix9ine is so cocky. I know he would hate it. But boy, you ain't got 20 songs. You ain't got 20 songs. Get out of here. Dang, somebody just came up in my mind though. That would be a good Soulja Boy. That's who. Soulja Boy versus Boosie. Get them in a versus. Okay. I like that. Let me write that down. Yeah, because I was the first to say that, Soulja Boy. Yeah, you can quit that. You sure never the first to say that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's right there. Now, I think that's right. Soulja Boy. Okay, times Boosie. I think that's a good one right there. So shout out to that. Jump in my comments and let me know if y'all think Soulja Boy and Boosie will be good in a versus. Who else did I say though? I said Jock. Yeah. So shout out to that. And then y'all know one more person. Y'all hit the like button. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back. Let me put y'all on a quick hold. Oh, okay, my bad, y'all. That took me a little longer than dang, I thought it was. I had to go get something out of my car. But listen to this. Who's that? Why can't you see me? Oh, you can't see me? What? What? Shut up. Take the what and leave the what? I don't know why why you can't see me? You got to go back in. Go, exit out, click out, come back. Weird. So shout out to that. Now anyway, shout out with my house shoes at. Put me some slides on. Y'all, why I didn't wear my rain boots because it's raining outside? And I'm like, yeah, nah, I was tripping. I don't know. Like, okay, so, yeah, I don't know. They cute, period. They cute, and I'm going to wear my damn rain boots. I'm not throwing them away, selling them, whatever the heck I thought I was. I'm glad anybody come buy my boots because, man, they cute. And they do what they need to do. So shout out to that. Yeah, they do. Miss Price and Curl. So anyway, put them right on in the rain today. So what was I telling y'all? Oh yeah. We was talking verses. Hold on, I'm coming back, y'all. I'm trying to take my little wig off. Getting comfortable. Ooh, and nothing like being comfortable, baby, and relax. So shout out to that. Now, hold on. Okay. I know. I'm here, there, everywhere. I'm trying to get it together, y'all. Shit. Hold on. Okay. So the other person that I feel like would be good for versus against Boosie, but I don't think he has enough sound. Like, I know he don't have enough sound. That's not funny. For real, I guess 20 songs is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And everybody don't got it yet. Some people still slanging their child. So shout out to that. But another person that I think would be a good competitor, okay, for Boosie would be Lil Scrappy. Okay, yeah, Lil Scrappy. I think Lil Scrappy's music and Boosie's music kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's like on the same level as far as like, I don't know, club bangers. You know? They remind me of they both be making club bangers. So shout out to that. But as far as Kodak Black goes, you know, his talent is just, you know, it outweighs Boosie's, you know. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, you know, it can really just make you look like a hater. It is what it is. So, you know, Boosie has to be careful with that. Because remind you, no, truth is, let's talk about it. Shoot, like I said, ain't that much care in the world. Ain't that much tough love in the world. You know? Because, like, why ain't nobody else doing it? For real. Why haven't Plies said nothing publicly? You know, why haven't Lou, Rick Rouse, Trick Daddy, you know, some of these Florida people that should care a little bit more than Boosie? Shit, why Lil Duval ain't even saying nothing? So it's like, come on, man. You know, you gotta just, I don't know. To me in life, you gotta, what's the word, like how I'm trying to say it. Basically, you gotta be informed. You know, period. You gotta know that, like, okay, if I say this, it can make me look like a hater. Shoot, it is what it is. And then, if you cool with saying it anyway, then hey, say it anyway. But you gotta know that, yeah, it just is what it is. In today's society, you gonna have to know how you're perceived, because it's crazy. It is. In this day and age, man, you be thinking one way and it don't be. It don't be. You know, and that's so crazy to me. I'm trying to think of an example, but I can't even think of an example. But I'll let y'all know when something comes to mind. You know, but this stuff is crazy. It is. This stuff is crazy. So to me, like I said, you need you need to be informed. It just is what it is. You need to be informed, and like you need to have all the information, and you got to be willing to stand on it. You know, stand on whatever you said. Period. You know, or not say it. That's an option too. You know, that's an option too. That's the thing. Like, do y'all think I say every single thing that come to my mind? Hell no. You know, and I just feel like you can't do that. You know, like I don't care. Freedom of speech, freedom of whatever. To me, sometimes, you know, you gotta refrain. You know, sometimes you're gonna really just have to hold yourself back. And I'll take it a step further too. Sometimes people have public conversations that was really intended to be private. Almost like almost like the Blueface situation. But the only reason I say almost like the Blueface situation is because you got a lot of people that was torn on, you know, basically what he said to his son online. A lot of people feel like what he said wasn't wrong at all. He just shouldn't have said it publicly. It was a private conversation. You know, then you got some people who feel like he shouldn't have said it at all, you know. But the truth is, some stuff is, you know, shit. Everything ain't for public, if that makes sense. So, for instance, I don't think that there's anything wrong, you know, for Boosie to be talking to his girl, his family, his kids. Like, man, it's crazy what's going on with Kodak. You know, like, man, I wish he'd shake back, man. It's hard looking at him like that. You know, he's too young for that ish. You know what I'm saying? He got a whole community that look up to him. You know, he got a mother that adores him. And you know, she cherishes the ground that he walk on. You know what I'm saying? That boy mama love him. And she ain't the only one. You know what I'm saying? Kodak Black, a lot of people care about Kodak Black because Kodak Black be looking after his community. Okay? Period. You know, it's a lot of people that's dependent on that boy. You understand? But let Kodak's community deal with Kodak. That's how I feel about it. Like, yeah, we all want Kodak Black clean, but what the hell can we do for real? Like, now for real, that's like, now that's not saying, you know, that people that think that they can really make a difference, that don't mean that you don't reach out. You know, if you feel like whatever, you know, if you feel like you got a message for Kodak Black that God gave you to give to him, give it. It is what it is. Okay, shout out to that. But like, I'm not on that. You know, like God haven't placed a message on my heart for me yet to give to Kodak. Because if he does, I'm in them DMs. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. It is what it is. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, I feel like I'm just sitting back letting Kodak deal with whatever he need to deal with, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not my place to way down here. Kodak don't even know me from a can of paint to start just getting on his ass because he out here looking crazy. Like, they just... You know, like, makes no sense to me. And ultimately ain't gonna be the move. Like, it's like the people that's around Kodak, let them deal with it, you know? Because don't think for once that they're not saying some of the same ish that you're saying. You know? It just is what it is. But I'm just saying, you know, for Boosie, you know, and I'm sure he knows this already, and I'm sure he probably don't care. But it is what it is. Like, he has to know. Okay, he got to know that, like, his opinion can have him looking like a jealous hater. You know, it just is what it is. His most honest, humble opinion can have him out here looking crazy. You know, it just is what it is. To me, shoot, that's why it's important to, like, yeah, keep that keep that BS to yourself. You know, I don't care. Shoot, I don't care. You know, I don't care, y'all. I don't. Some stuff just ain't. You know, like I said, that's not that's not something that you do or say publicly. You know, it just is what it is. Unless, you know what I'm saying, you willing to, yeah, be called a hater and be viewed as a hater and stuff like that, because people are going to do it. It just is what it is. And, like, even me, I don't know what Boosie's motive is, but it definitely has me looking at him sideways. And like I said, now if this was a rapper that Boosie was better than, that's a little different, you know. But the fact that, like, to me, he's a little better than you. I don't know. Maybe you should have left that one alone, Boosie. You probably should have just sat it out. You know, if I'm being real. It is what it is. Especially because you seemingly like to pick and choose what you talk about. Or who you talk about. Like, that's not cool either. That's not cool either. If it's good for one, then it's good for everybody. So if you don't like the way Kodak Black out here looking, you ain't never not like the way NBA Youngboy be looking. You know, and it's just like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. Your motives just don't seem too clear, you know, and clean and precise. Yeah. It's too much room for us to think, you know, that you're hating. It is what it is, like I said. Now, coming from somebody like Jack Boy, man, like, now, see what I'm saying? People ain't gonna never think that Jack Boy hate, you know what I'm saying, for real. People gonna feel like it's genuine. And see, that's the thing about people when they be doing stuff like that too. Yeah, I do think Boosie think he's showing Kodak Black tough love, but, like, Man, Kodak Black ain't gonna never look at Boosie the same again. Never. Like, even though what you was saying you wanted what was better for me, you was telling the truth. I did need to get shake back from whatever I had going on. It's just how you did it. There ain't no I ain't it will never be no respect for that, I feel like. And then anyway, after that, let's continue, y'all. So, oh my God, I called that Claressa yesterday. Y'all like it? Did y'all like that? I like how I just called Claressa out. I sure did. I said, you know what? They messy. Baby, that family is messy. Like, for instance, and now it makes sense why Claressa ended up. Now it makes so much more sense why Christian ended up having to fight that boy mama. Ja, let's talk about it. Because he be getting his mama involved in his stuff. Her and Jaden. If he get into it with Nevaeh right now, the mama gonna be online tripping with Nevaeh. And so is Jaden too. And that's just how he get down. You know what I'm saying? That's just how he gets down. Very, 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 very messy. Okay? So shout out to that. I clocked him recently on one of my recent shows. You gotta go back and see which show said something about Blueface. Oh, but yeah, I let him have it. It is what it is. I let him know that deadbeat ish ain't it, Blueface. It's not. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And then I take it a step further. Shoot. He running around here. Shit. I said it. And I'ma say it again. These folks need some type of therapy. Seemingly. Okay, allegedly. Y'all remember I'm old school. Period. And so I remember a lot of old school stuff. Y'all remember the the old Hollywood? You couldn't just do what you want to do how you want to do it. No, Mr. Presser Girl. You was going to rehab. You was going to therapy. Like, you was finna talk out your issues type ish. Matter of fact, I could have sworn like that show on BET with Ari them, then they had them working out their issue. See, stuff like that. You don't just, you don't just allow this stuff to fester. When you allow this stuff to fester, then it will. You just don't do that. Shoot, it is what it is. Like man, I said it. Zeus, Lemmy should start. Well, I would just say this. If I was Lemmy, I would start implementing some therapy. It is what it is. So instead of $230,000, right? When the season is over, you will not be collecting $230,000. You won't. Okay. You'll be collecting 200,000, 215 or 220 or 225 or something, whatever, okay? But we're gonna deduct this therapy. Okay, it is what it is. Yeah, we're gonna deduct this therapy. And like, it's your choice what you wanna air. out, okay? But we doing, we finna get you together, okay? We finna get you all the way right. Because it is what it is. Other than that, man, y'all see what's going on, right? He hurt. Want all his purses back. You know, it is what it is. And she got him looking like a girl. She do, Krishan got what's kind of looking like the girl. You know, who was that? Somebody they baby daddy out here looking like, no. Not like Blueface. No, sorry, Cardi. Sorry, Cardi. I was saying, hey, ain't nobody got nothing on Blueface. Shit. Did y'all not see the stunt this man just tried to pull? Something like that ain't his kid. Boy, I said, nah, no. You know, the first thing I thought about, I said, this man is using these people for the algorithm. That was so lame to me. It was. I think he was, you know, trying to hurt her, of course, but also just using the algorithm. You know, because as soon as he said Krishan wasn't his, everybody ran over there to see what he had going on. Child. And it worked. But I used to like Blueface. And I'm not going to say I used to because he alright. You know what I'm saying? He alright. But like now, I'm starting to like file back on him. You know? It is what it is. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, we are not doing that. You know what I'm saying? One thing I'm not going to do is glorify some BS. But at the same time, y'all know I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be biased. So it is what it is. In other words, I still want to report on him, even though I feel like he's doing a lot of clown-ish. Does that make sense? But y'all know what it is, and y'all know how I feel about it. Listen, over here you get one trash baby daddy, period, for the lifetime. Just one. Only one. So it is what it is. You know, seems like that's the one. Seems like that's Krishan's one. She can't do that no more. We don't recommend she do that no more. Okay? Because you're only allowed one. Then we're expecting you to learn. Learn from your mistakes, Miss Preston Curl, okay? Period. Yeah. But I don't know what the hell Blueface thought he had gone. Child. But anyway, after that, what else is going on these internet streets? Hey, good morning. I don't know why you can't see me. You gotta click out and come back. Make sure you hit the like button, okay? So shout out to that. Oh, rainy day. We got a little rain down here in Texas. Shout out to that. If you just now getting here, hey, welcome. It's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome you to episode 41. It's live. It's airing now. 42 gonna be the last one before I go on spring break. So shout out to that. Hopefully it's crunk and it's live. Okay. Period. Hopefully we have a funky good time. Doing that last one. And then no, I don't. I sure don't. I don't live in Seguin. But I am in Texas. So shout out to that. But yes, y'all. Yes, y'all, if you just now getting here, hit the like button. You did miss quite a bit. I will take you to rewind back if you want to hear me talk about Boosie versus this Kodak Black stuff. Now, really, truth is, like I said, I want Kodak Black to leave it alone. Child, leave it alone, please. You know, Because it just is what it is. You ain't even in your best shape, if that makes sense. Like, you ain't in the position to be arguing and going back and forth with Boosie online. One. And then two, I'll take it a step further. Let your catalog speak. You know what I'm saying? Almost like 50 Cent. Like 50 Cent, and shout out to 50 Cent too. But he is so, like, to me, confident. Does that make sense? Like, I just like I like his confidence. Regardless, he don't care. He don't care. Don't care. He don't care what nobody thinks about him in that Ti them situation. It just is what it is, and that's admirable to me. Cause it's a lot going on. It is, and to not be affected is a to me. But yeah. And then, hold on. Let me talk about this real quick, too. Hold on, Tasha K. Tasha K. Tasha K. Shout out to Tasha K. Happy belated birthday to Tasha K, who I believe celebrated her 40 something. Okay. I love 40 something. Okay. Birthday yesterday. So shout out to Tasha. And let me just say this real quick. So I thought Tasha K I thought she had the same birthday as Cardi B's bestie. See, what I did was I lied. She don't. I think Tasha K's party is on Cardi B's bestie birthday. Okay, so anyway, shout out to me correcting that little misinformation that I had put out, because I thought that they all had the same birthday. No, I don't remember you. No, I don't. I sure don't. But God bless you and shout out to you. I'm happy you're here. But listen to this. I listen. Yeah, I had it wrong. They don't have the same birthday. Okay. They are actually 3 days apart. But still, though, it's crazy because they probably act alike, alike still. Like I was telling y'all. Well, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Oh, I know that's right. You're so sweet. Have an amazing day. Oh, okay. All right. I know that's right. Texas girl. Texas girls are just the shit. For real. It is what it is. I don't know what else to tell you. But anyway, so but last but not least, one thing I did want to tell y'all though is shout out to Blueface though, because he tough. That boy is tough. He is. He tough. That's another thing I like about him. Listen, you gonna knock him out. You know what I'm saying? You gonna knock Blueface out. I'll tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? I like that. It is what it is. I like that. He got himself something. I like that. I like somebody that's gonna, defend themselves. Period. So shout out to that. Okay, you too. You too. Okay, I appreciate you for being here. All right, period. So shout out to that. But yeah, Blueface gonna hold his own. It is what it is. I like the fact that I feel like he ain't shit scary about him. Okay, period. You want to whoop his ass. Don't like what I'm saying? Hit me in my mouth or something. Period. You want to whoop his ass. I tell you that right now. And so I like the fact that he not scary. He gonna hold his own. So shout out to that and shout out to him. But so he was sparring with Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, I put it on my blog. And so, yeah, and shit. I was looking at him take them licks and all across the head and shit, and I was like, oh Lord. I automatically started feeling bad for Claressa. I did. Not Claressa. Claressa. Who Claressa? Claressa and Claressa be tearing me up. Mm-hmm. Truth is. It do. Try. Claressa and Clarissa be tearing, it be eating me up. Yes. Like barbecue child. But no, Clarissa, that Clarissa, the mama. Oh, when I couldn't do nothing but feel sorry for her. Shit, watch the Blueface get hit dead. I said, Lord, she thought he was crazy. You see, what she did was she thought. If Blueface continue with this boxing stuff, man, I don't know what his mama gonna do with him. Cause I swear to you, he one of them ones, man, he don't need that. You see what I'm saying? He do not need that ish. I agree. I said that. Gabriel did her thing against Shields. But man. So anyway. I said, Lord, but we'll see. Cause one thing I do think about Blueface, I do think that Blueface is a good fighter, But what a lot of people fail to realize is boxing and fighting is two different things, child. They're different. They just way different. Like 2 Chainz said. And I don't know about Blueface boxing. Just yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It just depends. Shoot, when did he start for real? Because that's another thing too. All of these people getting in boxing starting in their 20s, almost 30 is yeah. But yeah. Shout out to Blueface though. And shout out to Swaggy P. Because they supposed to be getting at it. I was like, yeah. But yeah, anyway, child, let's continue. And so, what was I about to tell y'all about next? Oh. So Claressa Shields, baby, Claressa Shields. Claressa is funny. She is. Her ass is funny. She not like, a fall on the ground holding your stomach funny, but she like finesse. You know? I know that's right. Shout out to everybody who came through. I appreciate you all. Yes, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Today gonna be a good day. Period. You gotta claim it. Like that's what you gotta wake up and tell yourself. It just is what it is. If you like, you know, sure. At least if you anything like me. I don't like, I just try to claim it and be prepared for what I want. I tell y'all that all the time though. God is in the giving business. Make sure you asking. Period. So shout out to that. Somebody said they think something might be a little off with Claressa. I like Claressa though. Shit, I think something might be a little off with finesse. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But yeah, to me they on the same level as funny. You know, they don't even be trying. But yeah, I think it affects them. Of course it does. Boxers can't be boxing for that much time. They gotta get in and out. So I'm not really mad at Claressa for a lot of the stuff she do, you know, outside of sleeping with that married man, and I'm not mad at her for that either. I'm just slightly, I don't know. I guess you could say slightly embarrassed a little bit for her, you know. Um, but yeah, I guess it's kind of like Boosie and Kodak Black, you know what I'm saying? We ain't know nothing to Claressa. So I'm sure to Claressa, we look like some haters. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Telling her to stay away from that married man. We look like some haters. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She basically told Shannon Sharpe, beat it, beat it on the cool. Um beat it or get your head. Nah, I'm just playing. But no, Claressa, I was just telling y'all how these people be acting like they kind of scared to, I can't explain it, but to me, media walks on shells when it comes to Claressa Shields. I could be wrong, but that's just how I see it. The only person that's really, really, really giving a real honest opinion about Claressa Shields to me is Sasha K like that. Because to me, everybody else, they don't want to mess up they don't want to mess up dang, what's the word I'm looking for? Their chances for an interview. It just is what it is. These people be wanting an interview. So anyway, shout out to that. But I don't know what's going on with Claressa and Shannon because it seems like they about to start tripping a little bit behind him saying that he don't think she could with Rolly. Now he already told her. Claressa, I think you are really good at what you do. I do think you're the greatest woman of all time. But no, I don't think you could whoop this man, girl. It seemed like they had settled it, but now it seems like they're going back and forth again. Because she done told Shannon he'll hurt his hip. Oh, okay. See, I see what's going on. She told Shannon he'll hurt his hip. I'm trying to throw a decent punch. And Shannon was saying, why are you taking personal digs at my career? I'm not coming at you personally. I mean, not at my career, but why you just coming at me like that? Child is going somewhere that it don't need to go. Claressa gotta chill. I don't, I don't know why she coming at Raleigh like that either. It is what it is. Shout out to Raleigh, who, I don't know. I like the way he handled it. He was like, man, this shit ain't finna blow up. It ain't. Claressa ain't finna, you know, to me it was like, Claressa ain't finna get no clout out for me. Yeah, and I loved it. It is what it is. I loved it. Claressa got some, and shout out to her too though. But she got some newfound fame, you know, messing with Papoose. And to me, she just trying to get adjusted to it, y'all. To me, Claressa don't really know what to do with all of this conversation, you know. It just is what it is. And I think she's enjoying it, you know. I think you know, it annoys the heck out of Remy, you know, who probably in turn annoys the hell out of Claressa. It just is what it is. Claressa like, why you ain't signed them papers? Papers, you see? And Lord, don't let nobody else, I mean nobody, okay? Yeah, like nobody, like Keith Sweat said. Child, please don't let nobody else get divorced this year, okay? Period. Not before Papoose, because the next opponent, boy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. For real. And I'll take it a step further. Anybody getting in that ring with Claressa right now, you know, prayers. You know, prayers. For real, because, like, no. You know, I just feel like now ain't the time. Truth is, I feel like you got a better chance at whooping Claressa later on, you know, after the divorce, okay? After she have a little pap. Yeah. Because I feel like them the only things that's gonna soften her blows right now. Because other than that, Jimmy crack corn. Okay, period. Claressa's gonna crack something in there, okay? It just is what it is, y'all. Period. So, yeah, y'all might want to move, period. Like Little Chris said, messing with Claressa. I can tell you that right now. I mean, it just is what it is, though. People be want to get paid. You know, people be want to get paid. Nah, get paid, young. Get paid. Get paid, young. Get paid. Period, like Young Dolphin said. Or whatnot. So, you know, that is what that is. People ain't gonna never stop jumping in the ring with old Claressa. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all better be careful, because I don't know if y'all paying attention, but yeah, now like Cardi B said, please be careful. With that one, because like she got a lot going on. Or whatnot in her personal life. So shit. I'ma say it, she might would put some on Roddy right now. I'm just saying right now, this Claressa. Yeah, no, 2026 Claressa, I don't know. But nah, I really don't know. I don't. If I'm being as real as I can be about it, I don't think Claressa can whoop Rolly. I don't. But one thing I can say, I do think Claressa would give him a hell of a run. I do. I think Claressa would give a lot of guys a hell of a run, if that makes sense, you know? They gotta land something clean and hard on Claressa. It just is what it is. Claressa is gonna let a couple of things off. But again, I'm like Shannon Sharpe. I don't want to talk about this. Does that make sense? Like I'm not the biggest fan on. I'm not the biggest fan of talking about things that are never gonna happen. If that makes sense, it's a waste of time. So if I'm Shannon Sharpe, I'm gonna keep it pushing on this. I'm gonna keep it moving on this, unless this is, because of course it's free promo for them. Well, I won't say it's free because who knows? He probably paid for it. Like, we don't know. We don't know. Behind the scenes, this all could be a bunch of made up hoopla, okay? To get Club Shay Shay them back trending. So it is what it is. Shout out to them. They in the algorithm. Okay, we talking about it. But I don't know. I don't know. I think it's pointless. Regardless of if she can or can't whoop Rolly, it's pointless in talking about it because it's not gonna happen. Now, me myself personally, I don't think she can whoop Rolly, but I do think that she can tag his ass. Okay, period. Like a department store, she can do that. Okay, I put money on that. She gonna get something out. Yeah, something. I don't know nobody that she wouldn't be able to, you know, get her little 1-2s off, but it's still a woman, it's still a man, so shout out to that. But anyway, shout out to Claressa who to me is just reminding these women that they can't do nothing with her, and she done got bored, and now she's setting her sights on the guys. Yeah, that's what it's giving. That is really what it's giving, because last year she was like, what baddie think they could get with me? Whatever baddie think they could get with me, come on. Nah. She said, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, pig. Like Jodeci, Claressa said, come and talk to me. Shout out to her, shout out to that. She did. I said, I like that. I like that. Everybody was, why is Claressa calling out baddies? I don't know, but shit, she is. Then she starts saying, like, whoever, whatever, like, y'all walk up. She said, anybody that want to get with it, come on through this gym, though. I'm paying. Layla Ali said she need da fight. Claressa said, I got it. Come on down, bitch, if you bad. No, shit, step aside, Trina. Claressa say she the baddest bitch. Okay, pig. So shout out to that. I'm just playing. She didn't say that, but she kind of saying that. Truth is. And I just think that this is another way of her just saying, man, please, because remind you, Claressa is just like any other person in the world. She, she a boxer or whatnot, but she be having her little beefs. I'm sure now ain't nobody running down on her, but people don't like her. And she don't like them. So it is what it is. She definitely be having her little beefs. But I think this is just another way of trending. It is what it is. Trending. And then I don't know what Rolly might have did or might have said behind the scenes. You never know. But I also think this is a way of like, I will whoop y'all to shreds. You know what I'm saying? It's like Velveeta. Like you like quit playing with me type ish before I turn you to her. Stop playing with me. And Kendrick Lamar said, and I'm just like, wow. Like, how do you even, like, Pap, blink 4 times, child? Because, like, I don't know, like, how do you even date somebody that's talk that just flat out, I will be, man, you better shut up. Like Claressa, has it ever came a time, where like you just had to tell Pat, and meant it, and he did? And yeah, truth is, like, or do you refrain? Do you control yourself? Do you control that? Cause man, like people always say they would love to be a fly on the wall. I would love to be a fly on the wall when Claressa Shields get mad for real at Papoose ass. Mm. Cause I want to know how she be doing it. It is what it is. Child. I said, well, good thing they don't live together. Yeah, no, truth is, I don't care. Claressa, he just be visiting, child. Eh, eh. I mean, seemingly, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But, I mean, she definitely told us he got a key, he can let himself in. Okay. So that's that. But yeah, no, truth is, I'm nosy like that. I want to know how it go when they argue. Yeah, truth is, cause like even men who don't touch women, even men who don't touch women, it is what it is. But just imagine her saying, "But I'll touch you though." Yeah. But I will. I'll touch you though. I'm just saying, like, somebody need to ask about that. Yeah, nah, I ain't trying to get y'all all the game. Yeah, nah, you gotta have some on y'all. If you land the interview, you should be able to land some good questions. But yeah, nah, if I had the opportunity to interview Papoose and Claressa, I'd be like, so what are the arguments like? What is it like? You know? Like, do you not like to get upset? Do you stand far away? Like, tell me what that's like. Yeah. Truth is, but child, word on the curb, y'all. Claressa Shields and Shannon Sharpe. They just really not seeing eye to eye over something so stupid. But it's crazy because I was just telling y'all yesterday how, these mainstream media people are seemingly in her back pocket a little bit, because they don't talk about Claressa at all, really. Especially nothing negative. Let me say that. Nothing, right? Absolutely nothing negative. So yeah, I just was wondering, like, how does that work? Because y'all, this weird to me. Like, it's weird. How the heck you so opinionated every single day about every single person, but then when it comes to Claressa Shields, who is trending, okay, always trending. Shoot, she been trending since this new relationship. It is what it is, and if you let Claressa tell it, it'll be like a full 2 years in November. Okay, so soon, at the end of the year, it'll be 2 years and something like that. And so this lady been trending all this time, and like with that being said, though, how are you not talking about, Claressa? So yeah, it wasn't adding up. You know what I'm saying, for me. So I was like, yeah, these people be scared. It is what it is. I said to myself, let me find out y'all just scared, or whatever. I get it. Relationships. But I don't know. opinion too. If they do be talking about it, my bad. But I ain't heard nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Budden, I really do pretty much enjoy Joe's podcast. So I wouldn't mind hearing Joe and his people, their opinion. I wouldn't mind hearing their opinions on everything going on with Claressa right now. But to me, Claressa is doing her thing. She's doing what she do. Sure. Dealing with her newfound fame and keeping her name, out there. It is what it is. Shout out to her and shout out to that. And then what else is going on these internet streets? Oh, okay, y'all. So y'all remember I was telling y'all that Tasha K and Cardi B, they still going back and forth. Oh yes, baby, like a tennis match. Shout out to them and shout out to that child. The seesaw, okay? The seesaw just just keep going. It just is what it is. It's still going. But Tasha, they were saying Tasha K recently crashed out online. Now, listen, y'all. Y'all know me. You know what I'm saying? For my pooper stars that know me, they know me. My mind just... I feel like my mind is just a little different. Does that make sense? It is what it is. Like, so in other words, let me just tell y'all where I'm going with it. So, dang, I wish I had some of it. Dang, man, I wish I had some of the clip for people who haven't heard it. I always assume that y'all have heard stuff, or it's either I assume that, or I be like, well, I don't want to get my channel strike. So that's that. But I wish I had at least a little smile clip or a couple of smile clips of Tasha allegedly. Hey. Thank you for jumping in my comments. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit the like button. Welcome. Get comfortable. I know that's right. Oh, hey, boo. I missed my baby comment. Somebody said, nah, she ain't. I know Claressa. Hey, Claressa say she paying good too. So shout out to that. Claressa say she paying 100 bands if you want that. But anyway, but hold on. Now, I think she said it's certain stipulations and stuff like that. I forgot how she said it or how she put it, but you can't just walk in there, get knocked out, and then get paid. I think you gotta last some rounds or something. But anyway, and again, shout out to Claressa Shields. But Tasha K, you know what I'm saying? Who is really, really starting to grow on me. Boy. I always like Tasha, though. I always have liked Tasha. She just did something that irritated the hell out of me one time. And that was that. And I told y'all about it or whatnot. But like, I ain't never not liked her. So anyway, but like now, I've been more and more like more back into being inspired, by basically just being inspired by her work. It is what it is. I like a lot of stuff about Tasha K. It just is what it is. Like her drive, okay, and work ethic. It just is what it is. Tasha works really hard. Came from nothing. Like she be doing her thing. Truth is, if you really just look at it, and I'm talking about like people who might not like her. Even if you don't like her, sometimes if you really just pay attention to how she give it up, she be doing her thing, you know? So anyway, shout out to Tasha K. But again, so word on the curb is, y'all know Cardi B was just asking for Tasha to like allegedly go down to the courts and have to explain all of this and have to explain all of that. And child, and said it so many times that I don't feel like going back into that again, okay? And so that allegedly like ruffled Tasha's feathers and, you know, made her a little irritated or something like that. So anyway though, shout out to Tasha though. Now she got online, right? And people are saying she crashed out. I don't necessarily consider it a crash out like that. But basically Tasha was just saying that, you know, she's tired. And I do believe her on that. I do. You know, she was basically saying she's tired. And that you know, her being tired of all of this stuff with her and Cardi B, this debt stuff, all of it. She was saying that you know, it's getting to her. And so that's why she ended up making a GoFundMe. Okay. So she said, because she said she's ready to put this thing behind her once and for all. And I can imagine. You know, I can only imagine. To like, this is crazy. It is. What Tasha is going through is so crazy, you know? But she talked about it, you know, in full detail. And she seemed really upset and stuff like that. Then see, this is my thing. That's my only thing. I be feeling like you just don't never know when people are being genuine. Like, that's how I feel. So, for instance, and I'm not saying that Tasha K wasn't being genuine. I'm telling y'all what came to my mind because those type of things always come to my mind. This is a me thing, right? Not necessarily a Tasha thing. Let me get that clear. But you know, after listening to her, hold on real quick. Okay, so let me think. I'm just trying to think of every single thing she was saying. Well, not every single thing, because I can't go over every single thing, but I'm just trying to make sure I tell y'all everything. Well, try to repeat some of the stuff that I heard. So I know she was saying that she tired of being in debt. That's why she went ahead and made the GoFundMe because people been trying to help her with this debt. Okay. And then what else did she say? She said that, you know, when she be getting at people, she don't never be talking about, oh, I'm gonna make sure your kids don't eat and you know, your kids ain't gonna have this and that, you know. Um, so she feels like people don't really care about her family. That's what it seems like. Her kids, no nothing. You know, it almost even seemed like she feel like Cardi B is doing too much, you know? Um and I don't know. The more and more I think about it, I guess I'm sitting here thinking like it should have been genuine. It should have. Like everything Tasha was saying is believable. But my thing is, I just don't always believe people, if that makes sense. No, I don't. Especially not people in entertainment. So it's okay. So this is a good example. Remember, I was telling y'all with E Kane, right? I was saying with E Kane could be faking a lot of that stuff. And I said, I think a part of me wishes that she was. And maybe I'm giving her too much credit, but she could. You know, E Kane could be getting into it with Chris on camera. Chris doing this, she doing that, and right when the live end, they laughing and giggling and laying up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, anybody's drama can be scripted. Anybody's drama can be manipulated, okay? And I just feel like in this day and age, if you have the audience or you have the following, then why not? Almost that's how I feel about it. I mean, it just is what it is. It depends on what you got going on. But I take it a step further. When it comes to E. Kane stuff, like, yeah, that stuff definitely should be fake. Because one, like, are you cool? Like, should nobody be going through that? Period. Not on no constant, regular basis with children. So that shit need to be fake. It just is what it is. Please, lie to me, Miss President Girl. So anyway, when it came to Tasha K though, one thing that I thought about, I said, okay, now this is my thing, cause this is my thing, right? Okay, so like Tasha just recently did an interview, right? And she was saying that basically like she paid Cardi, no issues, 20 bands a month, you know? And she wasn't cocky about it, but she just basically came off like, I'm not hurting for no money, you know. My payments to Cardi B is $20,000 a month, and I'm just doing that, you know. And like, I'm good though. I'm good. I got a team, and I'm still getting to the money. We all getting to the money, you know. Like that was her. That was this. It seemed like that was her stance, right? But so in other words, I said all that to say, I said all that to say that Tasha could be, right, like, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like this. If I'm saying, man, Cardi be good, she gonna get the money when she get the money, and I ain't hurting, I'm paying her. She just gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She done turned into a waiter, you know? Type ish. It is what it is. I'm skating. You waiting. You know? Then I feel like that will make Cardi B keep going hard, keep doing her foot on her neck. You know what I'm saying? Well, versus Tasha, to me, it's like, oh, no, I'm going to say, you know what I'm saying? Like this is messed up, you know, like, damn, I'm trying my best, you know, like you basically trying to ruin me. You don't want to see me eat. You don't want to see my husband eat. You don't want to see my kids eat, you know, like you really doing the most. And we done already, like, we got the judgment. They said I could pay da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Why is you steady effing with me? You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe that Tasha was giving. And I feel like that could or could not be genuine. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this. I do believe that there is some truth to that, period. Because you know how you can go through things, but then you be like, man, but I'm good. You know, I'm good. And you only talk about um, you know, how you basically overcame it. You don't necessarily let people know, you know, that like, but man, I was crying and I was losing my mind and felt like I was losing my mind at times. You know, stuff like that. I feel like that's I feel like she trying to get, not she trying to get, but yeah, you know, I feel like it's a tactic, if that makes sense. It could be, let me say that, it could be a tactic to make Cardi B like go light, basically. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because it just seems like, yeah, you know, that's that. It seems like Tasha K could pull that card. Remember the last time Cardi B said something about an apology and Tasha K ended up apologizing and yeah, but so that's my thing. Like I don't know if it, like for instance, and that's another thing. Tasha didn't even, so in the clip she sounded mad, but to me she sounded not really mad, if that makes sense. Like, I can't explain it, but it seems like she was, you know, it seemed like, I can't explain it, but it seemed like she was acting, if I'm being real. And I could be wrong. Listen, I'm not saying it's like it's actual and factual. I'm just giving y'all my opinion on it. Um, she didn't really seem that mad to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like me, you know what I'm saying? Um, so it's put it like this. It's like anybody talking about, okay, for instance, like me, I get tired of washing dishes. Oh, I get tired of washing these dishes every fucking day. Every day, I'm telling you, it's always something. A pitcher here, a cup there, a spoon this, a knife that. Oh my goodness. Like if it's just one thing that I wish I could take a vacation from, y'all, it will really, 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 really be washing them dishes. I'm telling you them like the dishes. It be the dishes for me. You know what I'm saying? Outside of everything else, like it's like nothing else really bothers me like that. Like I just do it like it's nothing. But when it comes to them dishes, y'all, I'm just ugh. Like I really be struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just ugh. To the point where I just wish I could throw all that shit out today. You know what I'm saying? Type ish. You know what I'm saying? So like it's really an issue. I really do hate doing dishes, but I'm not really that goddamn mad. You know what I'm saying? And to me, you should be able to tell, like as much ish as I was just talking about it, you should be able to tell that I'm not really that mad. You know what I'm saying? Like I sound mad, you know, yeah, I sound irritated. And the shit sound a little good and true. But like, she didn't really seem that damn mad though, for real. Like that's the vibe that I got from Tasha. You know? And shoot, again, I do. I feel like it's it could be a tactic. Now, will it work? Who knows? Because one thing about Tasha, that I'm starting to realize with her and Cardi B is, see, people were saying, okay, see, this is another thing. In that same live, Tasha was basically saying like, I'm just ready to have my freedom of speech fully restored. She was like, because after this stuff is all over, then what? Then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, then what? What is going, and somebody cut the clip off. I noticed that somebody cut the clip off, and people was like, "Oh, she want to be able to talk about Cardi B so much. She's so, obsessed and da 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 da." That's what they were saying about Tasha K. Other people, not me. Okay, period. People in the comments, but I knew that somebody had cut the clip off, because if you keep listening, she ended up saying, "When it's all said and done, I'm still not gonna talk about you." I heard her say that. Like, she said, she basically said she done talking about Cardi B. She over it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like that's something that Tasha battles with, you know what I'm saying? Seemingly, if that makes sense. I think at times she be like, F that. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. It's so many other stories out here. But then I think a part of her be like, but I could talk about that if I want to. Like, everybody else is talking about it. Like, why I can't talk about it? Like, no, I'm talking about that. Period. And so I feel like she goes back and forth with that within herself. And so it makes things, to me, worse. If I'm being real, it makes it worse. Like, for instance, the whole Stefan Diggs news. Everybody was talking about Stefan Diggs tea since he been with Cardi B. Everybody been talking about it, myself included. But Tasha was too. Tasha was too. And if I'm being real, Tasha was going hard, on the Stefan Diggs tea, if that makes sense. Like, I'm just saying, Tasha is that girl, period. I told y'all that. She good at what she do, period. She is, hands down. So she be delivering news that other people don't even be delivering, or either it's gonna come late, or either it might come like a blog post, but nah, Tasha gonna deliver it. Yeah, like, come on, come on, child, like a doctor, she delivering that shit. It just is what it is. But like, she was going hard on Stefan Diggs just recently. It just is what it is. She was. And it's like, Cardi B was like, okay, are you done? You done? Okay, so now I'm finna go hard on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Period. Yeah, no. I'll go hard in the motherfucking paint. Like, she started getting her Waka Flock on. Period. It just is what it is. Since she been on tour. Or whatnot. She played her card. And now it's Tasha. It was Tasha's turn. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't get it. I'm like, Tasha, like, man, you do or you ain't. You in or you out. And I feel like that's something that she battles with within herself, that she got to figure out on her own. Like, do you want to keep going there with Cardi B or not? You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, then you can really bow out gracefully. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's up to her. It's however she want to do it. I ain't really, honestly, if I'm being all the way 100, I don't got no opinion on it either way. I don't. Because, like, honestly, I like the fact that Tasha K still reports on stuff around Cardi B. I do. I thought that shit was funny as hell. I said, oh, she done found the loophole. And I love loopholes. It is what it is. I do. I love when people find loopholes, because most of the stuff was like put in place for you not to win. in the first place, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I told y'all that. I said I like how Tasha K found this loophole on Cardi B ass, period. It is what it is. She still be reporting on things that's going on in Cardi B's life, but not necessarily her, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So you got this new boyfriend. Well, we gonna report on him. You know, it just is what it is. Oh, and you got a soon to be ex-husband. We got him. Everything going on with him too. You know, like I like that. It just is what it is. Me personally, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Okay? It just is what it is. Because again, Tasha is in media. I don't know what everybody think that is, but like, no. Shit, this ain't that. You know, you gotta really have some type of power to shut people in media down. It just is what it is. Yeah, now. And hey, Cardi B got her little something, something. It just is what it is. I'm telling you right now. She got her little something, something. You know, but still. Anyway, let's continue. How many times have you seen CNN get shut down and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da? Like, now, when have y'all ever seen Wendy Williams not be able to talk about? Now, quiet as kept. I do think it was certain stuff that Wendy Williams never spoke on like that. Like, I don't remember Wendy talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce like that. I don't. She tried Diddy. I don't remember her having too much to say about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Y'all gotta jump in my comments and let me know if I'm tripping or I'm missing something. But for the most part, like, you do have to have you need a chill button. But for the most part, media, they really get to do their thing, you know? And I kind of feel bad for Tasha and them because they they look like that. You know what I'm saying? They people who look like that. And like, so like, Cardi ain't sued TMZ. She ain't never sued CNN. You know, she ain't never sued none of those other bigger outlets, you know. Now I get it. Somebody gonna come right back over the top and argue, but they ain't never did what Tasha K did. Okay, understood. Now I take it a step further. Tasha K ain't the first person in media to get sued. Media gets sued all the time. It's really usually nothing. They just keep it moving, you know, like Tasha has. But to me, she got to figure out what she doing with it. You know, either you fighting for your freedom of speech or you willing to just bow out gracefully. Either or, you got to pick a side. I think she be confusing her own self, making stuff harder on her own self, you know? Because like I said, she said she not gonna talk about Cardi no more once she is able to again. She says she's still not. And that might be true. Because she been doing it. She's learned a different way to go about it now. So she probably just gonna keep doing what she been doing. Smart. But still, pick a side. And don't be confused and acting all, you know, when Cardi B, you know, make her play. Because she gonna make her play. She coming. Tasha, it just is what it is. You know she coming. So Tasha got to figure it out. But I will say this, as I'm sitting here talking about it, I guess now it even makes more sense. Okay, so I guess because Cardi B pulled that play that she played, that's when Tasha started saying, I'm tired of this. I'm just going to start the GoFundMe because, yeah, I'm ready to get this done in a year. I can't take this no more. Which... again, it kind of make more sense, but it still don't really make no sense because it's like it's like she's shocked that Cardi B did what she did, But it's like, how, Tasha? Because y'all been tripping on the cool. Y'all still been doing stuff. You still be doing stuff. See, like, remember I said she was going hard on reporting on Stephon Diggs? Had she wouldn't have never did that, I don't think Cardi B would have did what she did. Now, could I be wrong? Yeah, I could. I absolutely could. You know? But I can't explain it, but Tasha be doing stuff. The whole I ain't got it campaign. Like, if I'm real, Tasha is like a toothpick, baby. She be picking. It is what it is. She do. She be picking. It's almost like I gotta pay you. I'm going through all this behind the scenes paying you. It is what it is. You on hell yeah, I'm on your nerves every chance I get. Cause you on mine. But that's why I say they just going back and forth, back and forth. So, you know, Tasha just lose me a little bit when she's acting like this is, you know, too much, you know, and I can't take it no more. I got to pay this lady back right away because there's no way that this is going to be able to be drug out like this, which I get it. Now I understand. It makes way more sense as I keep talking. Yeah, okay. Cardi did what she did, and Tasha got hot. She got ticked off to the point where she like, nah, I'm ready to pay this off. Ain't gonna be no dragging it out no more. Ain't gonna be no $20, 20 bands a month no more. You know, she ready to get to it, get that balance paid out. But I guess so then the only confusing part left is when she said she ain't gonna talk about Cardi no more. But child, it just is what it is. Like I said, it's been a lot. One roller coaster ride after the next. And honestly, I think people say Tasha brought this on herself. Man, I can't do nothing but agree. But I don't even want to go way back to the whole take the stuff down. That's too far back for me. I want to go as far back as right now. Like all of the stuff that Tasha be doing. You know, like I said, she still be being annoying to Cardi B. She still be doing a lot of stuff, you know. And had she not, I think this stuff would have went differently for her. You know, it is what it is. I think she could have comfortably made her 20 band payments in peace. But the truth is, you like you're irritated, seemingly. You're irritated by them 20 bands a month because you still be coming for everybody around this girl. Which then irritates her. So y'all just going back and forth, child. And it is what it is. Tasha K say she ready to put a stop to it, though. I am dying. Not dying. I hate when I say that. I've been saying that lately, too. But that's an old school saying. But no, I am so ready to know what's going to happen next. I mean, I would assume can't nothing really happen next, but we shall see. Like, we shall see. I think Tasha gonna continue to raise that money, period. But it'll just be interesting to see how they both move going forward. But like I said, I think Tasha got some questions that she really gotta ask herself. Like, am I gonna continue to be messy with this, or am I gonna leave this alone? She gotta figure that out. You know what I'm saying? She really gotta figure that out for herself. Cause I will say though, it seems draining. It does. It seems draining. having an op is just too much work. It is. I don't see how y'all do it. It's kind of really like low key. It's too much work. Child gone. But anyway, y'all. So yeah. That's say yeah. It's your girl Shay Renee. I conquered. I'm in the building, baby. So shout out to that. And I did my thing. Um, yeah, I'm sad. I don't want to leave, child, but I gotta go right now. It's crazy too, cause I just looked up and it was time for me to go. Shoot, and I looked up and it wasn't nothing else to talk about. Pooper stars. It is what it is. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Claressa Sheilds, going back and forth with Shannon Sharpe about the Rolly stuff. A blue face probably gonna be even more thrown off after he get through with this box and stuff. So prayers for Claressa. And last but not least, Tasha K and Cardi B. Oh. Let me tell y'all this too. I meant to tell y'all yesterday, and I was finna forget to tell y'all today. So shout out to that. Shout out to me not forgetting. And shout out to Cardi B, because did I tell y'all though? Did I tell y'all? I cannot remember. Offset had all the kids. Yeah. Shout out to Cardi B, who I don't know what's going on, child. Y'all know word on the curb is it's a restraining order allegedly, okay, in place. And so allegedly Offset had been seeing the kids, and that's beyond sad. It just is what it is. That's sad. Period. So shout out to them both, okay? Cause something didn't happen where he had all his kids. All of them. I think every last child he got, I think he had. So shout out to him and shout out to that. It was a sight to see. Y'all know that's my boy. Period. Let him be a daddy. Let him be a daddy. He love them kids too, Quarter. So shout out to that. He love them kids too, Quarter. Truth is. Now, hey, I ain't gotta get into the mix of all of that, because I just ain't gotta get in the mix of all of that. It just is what it is. So shout out to that. I'm just saying. It was good to see him with his kids. Bottom line. And so and then now somebody in the comments talking about I'd have dropped the little baby off too. I said, oh, y'all so messy. I said, y'all so messy. And I love it. Because, yeah, it be like that sometimes. People start saying, yeah, that's old school. You know what I'm saying? Try to make it seem like the old school mamas is the ones that would drop the baby off who ain't even your baby off with the sibling daddy. I said, child, ain't nothing old school about that. You got a lot of people who do that. This is what it is. You got a lot of people who don't mind, okay, doing that. So shout out to that child. That was so funny to me. It was so funny to me. I said, woo, child. Yes. I said, gone, internet. Somebody said she should have dropped the little baby out too, child, without saying. Oh, I hollered. But anyway, though, shout out to them, though, who hopefully they trying to figure it out. Somebody was saying they could. I know y'all do, but I don't know what to say about that. I have no words. But again, shout out to Offset and Cardi B, who are allegedly, seemingly, y'all, back on a co-parenting-ish. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that and shout out to they babies, okay? But anyway, y'all, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I came, I saw, I conquered. Now it's time for me to go. So shout out to that. I'm gone. I'll see y'all on my next episode, my next video. All right. Bye, y'all. I'm out.